Hey Plant Fam, I'm out in the shade house today. I was going to do some watering, but I figured I would give you a good view of some of the plants that I'm going to be posting today. I will have them for pickup until Friday, but I won't be here this weekend. My plant sitters will, and they are not going to be facilitating plant pickups. So you will be able to pick up next week if you can't pick up today or tomorrow. So I'm going to show you some of the plants that I'll be posting because I might forget a few. There are quite a bit of plants out here on both sides of me, above me, everywhere. So it can be difficult to remember which ones I have posted or not. My brain isn't working on full speed anymore. We hope that we will get that back eventually. So this is a prayer plant. It is pet friendly. They do grow in a vine-like habit. Very easy to keep, especially with good humidity. If you're having problems with any of your plants, really, I recommend that you put them outside in the shade. That humidity will help them boost their growth. However, with it being so hot, you want to make sure that you're watering every day or keeping them in a little tray of water, especially if it is a carnivorous plant. I do have some carnivorous plants out here. Very beautiful. Let's see if I can't really see in there, so I don't know how I would show you. But love these. These are one of my favorite pitcher plants because they fill up with bugs. I've even seen wasps in there as well. I have a few different types of these. They are going to be 30. They like full sun. However, if you're a little worried that you're not going to be able to keep up with watering enough, you might want to put them in partial shade. They do well in bright light in your home as well. They do need to stay damp, so keeping them in a little tray of water or topping them off with water every day is ideal. I use distilled water if I don't have any rainwater available. However, tap water will be okay in a pinch. It's just not something that I recommend you using all of the time. And let's see, I brought my other ones out from the bog. These are smaller, and I'm going to have them on sale for 10, but they will grow up to be big boys. Look at the beautiful colors on these. These would be my second favorite. These are the trumpet pitchers, and they're fun to make bog gardens with, especially when they're this size. Do really well in something that holds water. Whew, it's so windy out here today. Can't imagine being out with my tent. I do have some variegated strawberry begonias. Beautiful little pink colorations on these. Another pet-friendly option that I have are going to be these Nevada green beans. They're a type of peperomia. They are not green beans. They will not grow you green beans. I'm sorry. That's not what I'm doing right now. Let's see what else I've got out here. Another pet-friendly option. I always try to keep something pet-friendly because I have a lot of people who have pets who like to chomp things. We don't want that to result in a very expensive pet bill. So have to have some beautiful pet-friendly options. This one is always a stunner for me because the foliage is just so unreal. Like how you get that black and pink. It's almost AI, but it isn't. Here I am holding it in my hand. It's real. This is a Dottie Calathea. These are going to be on sale for 18. They're in a 6-inch pot. I do also have some Dieffenbachias. These are a great beginner option. They come in a 4-inch pot, though I do think these would be ready for a size up. Whenever you do repot your plants, you want to keep them kind of snug, 1 inch to 2 inches from the base of the plant to the side of the pot. So when you go to repot this one, since it's a 4-inch, you would want to go up to a 6-inch. These are really good for beginners. They aren't great for pets though, so you would want to keep that in mind if you do have pets. I have dogs, and I don't know if they just know better or they don't care. They never nibble my plants. This is a beautiful begonia that I have. I believe this one is 12. Wonderful foliage on these. I do like begonias because they're really easy to propagate. You can propagate them from all parts of the plant just by a little leaf and laying it on some soil, giving it some good humidity, like in a humidity dome. Those work well for propagations. I will make one of those out of like a 2-liter bottle or a milk jug, anything that just has a top on it that will keep that humidity in there from that moisture. This is another beautiful peperomia. It is also pet friendly. These are the watermelons. I love watermelons. I eat like 2 whole ones a week. I can't help myself. Love the foliage on these. They will also propagate by just pinching a leaf. Let's see what else I have. Oh, some nice little string of hearts. Pine straw always. Beautiful, stringy little things. Now, I do hear a lot of you say that you've given up on the strings of things, and I can understand. They're not necessarily meant to vine. They do prefer to crawl or climb. So how I propagate them is typically something like this. This is one of my string of pearls prop boxes, just a little cheapy shoebox you can buy from the Dollar Tree or whatnot. And I grow them in here. I spread out their little trails into the soil and they prop really nicely in there. That's just something I have hanging over here to the side. Got this beautiful variegated ginger shell. I love these, especially for ground cover outside, because they do grow robustly and they just give you that pretty little something that you're looking for. Anytime you're planting things right now, especially with the heat, even if you have planted it into the ground, you do want to make sure that you are watering it well, pretty much every day, every other day. Mulch will be good as well, just until those roots are established, because it will dry up fast. It is hot out here. This is a beautiful Brazil philodendron. It vines and climbs. Fun little variegation in its leaves. This one's going to be 8 for this guy. Let's see, I couldn't even really probably show you all of the different plants that I have for sale. This is a umbrella tree. Very fun. This is just a green one. I don't think this one's variegated. I've got this one for $8. These are easy, good for drying out before rewatering. Let's see what else I have out here. Oh, I've got some money trees that are fun and all tangled up in here amongst themselves and others. Wow, look at this guy. This guy has enjoyed being outside. It's got a curly little trunk here. Almost reminds me of like a bonsai tree. I've got these on sale for $20. Love money trees. They never do me wrong. Very easy. I do like to let them dry out between waterings. That's pretty much a given for any of my plants I'm recommending. I do like to let them dry out until the soil is dry to the touch, and then I rewater. However, if you're keeping them outside, you do want to make sure you're watering pretty much every day because it's hot. This is a Amazon Poly Alocasia. Love that foliage. These are in a 4-inch pot and they're only $10. I think that's a steal. I would definitely go in on that. Now this is another beautiful poly. I believe this is the Safari. These are $20. These are in a 6-inch pot. Love that foliage. The backs are my favorite, a little purplish black color. It always does it for me with plants when they have that beautiful purple black color on them. Let's see who else I've got in here. Another beautiful begonia, and it is in flower, so I will show you. This tiny little flower guy right there. Look at that guy. I really grow these for their foliage and not their flowers, but both are beautiful. This is an iron cross begonia. What else do we have to show you? Oh, we've got some Swiss cheese looking good over here. That one's kind of tangled, so I know I have one over here that's a little less tangled. I've got these on sale for $10. These are a staple. They're always a popular houseplant because they have these little holes in here. And no, I did not teach caterpillars how to eat those little holes. People have asked me that before. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. They vine out. Very rewarding. Another little Alocasia that I have are going to be these Bambinos. Very fun and elongated leaves there, which will get bigger as they mature. Some small Tennessee rubber trees that I have here. You will want to see the big one that I have inside, the burgundy. Love that one. In many years, you will get that same effect from this beauty. However, you guys know anything variegated, it does not photosynthesize or very little in those spots, so they can be slower to grow, which makes them more rare. It is a mutation that they develop there. And sometimes, even nowadays, they will shoot plants with nuclear radiation to achieve that variegation. Very interesting and kind of weird and dangerous if you think about it. These are the milk confetti arrowheads. Little splashes of pink light green, like a lime color. Very easy to grow, and they do grow in a vine-like habit as they mature. Whew. Let's see. All the plants are like hidden in here, so I never really know. I'll show you one of my favorite personal ones. It's got beautiful variegation on it. These boys are pricey, and this is just a baby. They will get much bigger as they grow. I do keep some of my personal plants out here just because I want them to grow fast, and the humidity does, whoops, I dropped one. The humidity does them well. Look at the beautiful variegation on this guy. This one does also fenestrate. We call those little holes or splits in the leaves a fenestration. Put that guy back in there. You do want to make sure that you're not giving those direct sunlight. This is a personal Hoya of mine that I propped at NC State for a propagation class. Let's see, like I was saying, you don't want to keep those variegated plants in direct sunlight because they will brown and burn a lot easier. As you can see here, this one has kissed the sun a little bit too much. These little sunburn spots. Look at this new little leaf. How beautiful. I'm not even going to pretend to remember the name of this one. Some of my personal ones I have labeled, but I don't even pretend to remember. This is another one that I'm about to chop because it's gotten unruly, but it is so beautiful. It is one of my favorites. I believe this is Bloody Mary philodendron or Dark Lord. Once you get so many philodendrons, it can be difficult to remember all of the names. This is a big boy, and he's ready for a chop. I don't know if you guys can see all these little air roots in there. Some of them are dried up. It's ready. I just threw it out here because it's falling all over the place. I've got a couple of snake plants, and they are always a winner. Good for air quality, definitely, especially if you're not able to open those windows. Our furniture and carpets, they will let off VOCs as they age, and those chemicals can be in the air without filtration or opening your windows. They can add up. Now you will need quite a few snake plants per square foot, but some are better than none. So this is a Sayori, has that fun lime green white streaks. This is a Laurenetti, something of the such. Don't judge me on how I say my plant names. They didn't teach me Latin at NC State, which they should have. These are very easy options if you're keeping them inside. And I know most of you are putting them in no light at all, even though you're lying to me and telling me it's low light. You don't want to water a lot, maybe even at all, because if they're not in light, they're not absorbing a lot of water. So that water is just really, sorry, I'm in a tangled mess of snake plants over here. Ah! That happens. This is another beautiful one, Lauren. This one's going to be, actually this one's my personal plant, but I do have ones that are for sale and they're 28. I love this guy. It's one of my favorite colors of snake plants. Put these guys back over here. What a mess. I've got some itty bitty ones if you just want to start out trying your hand at some snake plants, and I've always got pine straw and everything, so apologies. Different types here. These are bird's nest snake plants, and they're $7 each, but if you buy 4, they will be $21. They're easy to keep. A lot of my customers like to start off with something small. It's very rewarding for them once they get bigger. Let's see who else we have out here. I've got another little arrowhead. These are cute. This is a batik, something like that, arrowhead. Very nice foliage on those. Very interesting. Let's see. I've got some cuttings of some snow queens. And there are 2 cuttings in each of these little guys for $6. Beautiful variegation on those. Monstera Peru. Love the texture. It's got a new little guy coming out there. Those are also ones that you're going to want to let dry out in between waterings. They do grow in a vine-like habit. And I'll show you guys my mother plant of my Snow Queen, just to give you an idea what yours could be when it grows up from those little props. So beautiful. Snow Queens are gonna definitely be one of my favorite pothos because, I mean, I don't think I have to explain it to y'all. That's pretty. I do have some pearls and jade pothos as well. Also fun, variegated. They're always going to be super easy for beginners. Oh, some Mycans are also very similar in care to the pothos. I believe these are going to be 12. They got velvety little leaves. Their new leaves come out this kind of pinkish color. Vine or climb, very lovely. Who else have I not shown y'all? There's so many plants out here. And they hide amongst each other. Let's see. Oh, I've got a little emerald aloe. Now these I don't really think are great for, what am I trying to say? Not ideal for medicinal use, but regardless, fun to grow either way. They do also have a lot of babies. This guy would be 6. This is a snowdrift philodendron. It's got a little sunburn there on the spot, but very beautiful foliage on those. If you're interested, do let me know. These shelves are so packed, so they like try and dive bomb me all the time. Another arrowhead that I have. Let me see if I can find you one with some pretty pink to it. Ooh, this one has a new leaf coming out. Very pretty. I'm gonna have to come out here and pack my plants for this weekend. Something I don't typically like to do because I'm scared they'll all fall over. This is an arrowhead confetti, pink confetti. And it does have beautiful pink foliage that comes out. Look at this new leaf down in here. Very beautiful. These are very easy to grow. I do recommend them, especially if you're starting out new with plants. I'm trying not to knock things over. Let's show you guys my Florida ghosts that I have for sale. This beautiful new leaf it has. Look at those colors. Love that. Fun little foliage on those. That shape is always a winner with me. I do have some Florida greens as well, which I am trying to find, but it's hiding. Ah, here we go. Here's a Florida green, just to show you the difference. Same foliage type. They do grow in a vine-like habit. They do prefer to climb as opposed to vine. You will get better results with a climbing one. Another little arrowhead I have, I believe this is the white fox. Really cool lime green, almost white leaves. If you're into variegation, but you're not into the prices of variegation, I do recommend starting with something like a pothos or an arrowhead because they are a lot easier to keep. I think this is a painted lady. I have some of these as well. Hopefully I remember all the ones that I've shown you so that I will take some pictures of them and post them so it's easier to see. I've got some little spider plants. I don't really sell spider plants because I just think everybody else does, like Walmart and stuff, and I don't typically try and sell things that the big box stores are selling. But these are like the vintage, I think sometimes they're labeled like Hawaiian spider plants because they don't have the variegation in between their leaves. These are just green, and they're vintage because they were popular in like the 60s and 70s. This one does have a little baby on it, and it is $5 for this guy. I've got a big mother plant of it that someone gave me like decades ago. Let's see. I think that might be all that I'm gonna show for sale. I'll show you this cute little Hoya I have out here. Hoyas were my first love. They have so many different types of leaves and variegation. I love them because they can dry out really well. And that's something that I really need. Something that's drought tolerant. This boy has gone to town. I believe that I got this as just a little prop from NC State legally when I was in their greenhouse. This one here, it's got like a little sun stress, and that's a natural thing they do. I love that beautiful black color of the sun stress. Another little begonia, and I think this is also from NC State, my propagation class. Beautiful leaves there. I really need to like pick out my personal plants from the ones that I am selling. But that'll probably be never because I don't have time for that. I do have some nice golden pothos. These are going to be 8. Ooh, got something in my eye. Fine Out Lovely. Very easy. Classic go-to for beginners. Always a good gift. I'm trying to find the silver satin that I posted earlier. This isn't the same one, but it is similar. Beautiful foliage on those. Just wonderful. Nature really is such an artist. I can't put that back in there. Another little Hoya that has some pink growth on it. This is my personal little guy. They can be slower to grow. This is a variegated alocasia that I have going in here. Yes, so really, I would never get around to posting all of the plants that I have for sale just because there's so many and they're all growing amongst each other. This is another Hoya that I have from NC State. I love how they vine. Just overall easy. People don't like Hoyas though, I have come to find, especially locally. I don't know why y'all don't like Hoyas. It's kind of rude. How dare y'all do that to my guys? All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it. This is a nice little silver stripe that I will also do for 8. Now, they're not the same as the Brazils. Let me see if I can find that Brazil to prove to you what I'm talking about. Oh, somebody's starting my truck. I'm getting robbed over here. And my sister's calling me. Gosh, I can't ever get any work done. But they're beautiful. You can see the difference in the variegation on these, where the Brazils just have the lime and the silver stripes have a silver stripe, or at least that's what they're calling it. I don't make the names for these plants, guys. If I did, it would be a heck of a lot easier to pronounce when I am on this thing and hot and sweaty. That's what we have out here. Thank you for watching. If you've watched me this far, I have plants all in front of me as well, and I probably should have shown y'all some of those. But I have forgotten them completely. I will show you one of these Bettys, because Betty is beautiful. Look at that foliage. These are on sale for 18. A very good deal. I hardly ever see these for sale. Whenever I can get some, I snap them right up. These are in a 6-inch pot. They do come without the pine straw. I'll pick that out for you for free, no extra charge. Beautiful leaves on these guys. And there's a spider crawling on me. I'll pick out the spiders too, don't worry. I got you, I got you. Those are a philodendron, always very easy. Love the philodendrons. Philodendrons and Hoyas are always my favorite. Yeah, there's plants out here, guys. I don't know. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys locally or just in general really soon. Have a great weekend.